want this to be projected?
From here or
Here, from here. What's here? Okay.
Restart.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Om Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Sasivarnam Sadirbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashante Jnananandam Mayam Devam Nirmalam Spatika Kritim Adharam Sarva Vijnanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Yasyatma Bhutasya Guru Prasadat Aham Vigmuttosmi Sarira Bandhat Saropadeshtu Purushottamasya Tasyangre Padam Pranotosmi Nityam Praglada Narda Parasara Pundarika Vyasamrisha Sukha Saunaka Bhishma Dhalbhyan Rukmanga Udhava Vibhishana Palgunad Punyaniman Parama Bhagavatam Namami Janmadi Asya Yato Anvaya Didara Satya Abhinyat Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Havaye Muhyanti Hasurayah Tejo Vari Mritam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasakuham Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Prochita Kaitavo Atra Paramo Nirmarsananam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikrit Kimva Parair Ishvaraha Sadyo Hridi Avarudyate Atra Kritibihi Sushrusubihi Tatshanat Nigama Kalpataror Kalitam Palam Sukamukad Amridam Dhruva Samyuktam Bibada Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmam Yato Bhakti Radoksaje Ahaituki Apartigatta Yayatmasu Prasidati Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayadi Asu Vairagyam Jnanacha Yat Ahaitukam Shinvatam Sokatam Krishnaha Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Adayantasto hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Srugut Satam Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Vasudeva Para Veda Vasudeva Para Makaha Vasudeva Para Yoga Vasudeva Para Kriyaha Vasudeva Para Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapaha Vasudeva Paro Dharma Vasudeva Para Gatihi Ete Chakala Pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrani Vyakulam Lokam Mridhyanti Yuge Yuge Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Naha Idam Bhagavatam Namam Puranam Brahma Sammitam Uttama Sloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranama Dukkha Samana Tam Namami Param Harim Param Deyam Sada Paribhavagnam Abhishtadoham Titaspadam Siva Virinchinutam Saranyam Bhrityartham Pranatapala Bhavaptapodam Vande Mahapurushate Sharanarvindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. First of all, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on this great, wonderful literature, which is very rare even to the devatas, what to speak about people like us. So the program that when we started here a few years back, it was supposed to be, the thought was to start a children program. Narayana ji, where is he? He's somewhere here. So he told this idea about how is that we can start a children program here as in a Hindu temple. And with the help of Ashokji and Naidu sir, we had a discussion, and the children program changed into adult program. And thank you. And that's how we started Bhagavad Gita.
But even children participate.
And then interestingly, it a combo,
Yeah.
nice mix of where adults and children were participating in Bhagavad Gita. And then again, it was a push from Ashokji and Narayana Prabhu, where asked to do Ramayan. And then we did Ramayan last year. We completed Ramayan. And Bhagavatam is all based on your request now. So it's just because of your I request and pray to you all to bless me, so we can be able to deliver this very auspicious, special literature in a right way. So thank you all. With that said, we'll get started with Bhagavatam. Few things before we start Bhagavatam. We did this in our last Bhagavad Gita also, like to go through this one. So make sure you understand this one and try to apply as much as possible these things. If you are not aware of it, the class starts at 10:30. It's 10:30. So we request you all to be here by 10:30 or even a couple of minutes early to that, so it doesn't make any disturbance to others where you move the chairs and settle down, things like that. 10:30 is been adjusted according to your schedule. And then try to be present as much as possible to the entire class session. So keep yourself available on Saturday at morning 10:30 to 12. Shut off everything else. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Don't just please start talking. And value student contribution, whether or not we agree to them. Okay. And refrain from side conversation, which is happening. Side conversation, including testing and messaging, phone, and all those different things. Phone, and if possible, please switch off your phone or put in a silent mode. And if you have to attend the phone, you can just walk outside and make sure you close the door, because you walk outside, we can still hear what you're speaking. So please close the door and have a conversation and come back. Okay. And if it's not an urgent call, please try to avoid the calls. We respect the rights of the individual to withdraw without stating reasons. We might at times ask questions and try to do some exercise. So if you're not interested, you feel somewhat not comfortable, that's fine. We will each accept full responsibility for success in achieving our desired outcome. The idea is to learn Bhagavatam. So that's our goal, and we'll see what's the goal of reading Bhagavatam also as we start today. We will confront the issues or behavior, but not the person. So the idea is to have a satsang. Satsang means good people. So when we say satsang, good association, that means we have to stand to the point of what good association means. No fighting, arguments, or things like that. I don't want to sit next to her or next to him, sort of things. The whole idea is to generate in such a way we are all become a family together. And we don't want to carry our previous vasanas over here in this room, unfortunately. Okay. We refrain from borrowing strength from status and position. We are all servants of God. We should remember that. Whatever position and things we might have, that's all outside the door. Inside, we are all serving Krishna. We are all servants. That's a mood we should have. We avoid any discussion which may lead to arguments. So if you feel that there's an argument, we may have to stop you, cut you off. So we don't want to prolong in any such arguments. And also understand, I am nowhere a scholar. I'm just repeating what I heard and what I read. So other than that, there's no other real qualification I have. Please do not challenge me in any way. I'm not the right person to get into arguments. Each individual this is a suggestion. You can carry a note and pen if you have a question, because this is going to be a little different the format that we did with Bhagavad Gita. You will see why and how it is. So the flow that we are going to go might be a little different. Therefore, you may want to write down if you have any questions, and we will open up for the question answers. Then you can ask questions. And this is what I request you all to set a mind, the mood that you can carry. That is, the purpose of we coming here is to learn. Yes? myself. We are all here to learn and then have a valuable, healthy discussions and contribute something which is helpful for others also. Right? If anything that is personal, you can keep it off and we can discuss later. It's not going to be of useful for others, unless it's not going to be of useful for others. And humility is the key factor to learn any subject matter. If you're not humble, and then it's nothing is going to go inside, right? So inquire, doubts are placed in a more submissive and humble manner rather than challenging anyone for that matter. Always be grateful for what you hear, what you receive, what you're going to take home. So I have to be grateful. Sometimes we are grateful only when we get a physical items as a gift, right? Children are like that. On my birthday, you give a gift, they are very thankful about it. But understand, those are material things. But more than these things are, one should have to be very grateful for receiving the message. Respect towards the gurus and acharyas. So as you come inside this classroom, make sure you imagine yourself, you are a glass, right? If you're glass, your intelligence, your glass is filled, then that means you're not the right person to sit inside. Because you're already filled with so many ideas. So before coming here, pour the glass and then come inside and then receive some message from Vyasadev and Sukadev and then go back. If they're empty, you can receive, otherwise you won't be able to receive. So with that said, hope you're all in agreement. Yes. Only request is please try to be on time because we did a lot of recaps and revisit 30 minutes, 40 minutes when we start Bhagavad Gita. We spend 40% of our time in doing the previous class. And Bhagavatam cannot be done like that, unfortunately. Right? If you do like that, we'll never finish Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam is full of stories. And if you miss 5 minutes, what is he talking about? Whose husband is who? You don't know. Right? You will miss out all those things. So we are going to start on time. So please be on time so that you don't get into a confused stage. And then if you're going to miss few classes, then it's going to be also difficult to catch up. Right? So please make sure you come. So with that said, let's go ahead and start. Let's pray at the lotus feet of Sri Radha Krishna so that without any obstacles, we are starting today with their blessings. Let's the class go smoothly, and with their blessing, let us complete this whenever they so desire. Hare Krishna. So, if you ask someone in their life, what's the goal of your life, irrespective of whether it's a child or it's a youth or it's an adult or it's an old man, whether old man is retired or working, however it is, if you ask any person what's the goal of your life, we'll get one single answer. The answer may vary in the style they try to convey the message, but the answer is going to be a very simple answer. That is, I want to be happy in my life. Happy in my life. Sukham. I want to be happy in my life. You ask any person, they might not know the real meaning of what the happiness may be, or the happiness that they have may be varying according to the person. But everyone, irrespective of whatever the person is, everyone is interested in being happy. If you take even the smallest living entity as an ant is also running behind, trying to be happy to find a grain of sugar. A dog is running behind a loaf of bread. A tiger or a lion is running for a piece of meat. Likewise, we are also running for one reason, to find some pleasure, happiness in our life. And it was not only us, also above us, the Devatas, Indra, up to the highest being. Who's the highest being? Highest being, Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, or any Brahmas for that matter. From ant to Brahma, everyone is running behind one factor, one reason, want to be happy in their life, where to get happiness, how to be happy, right? So the happiness that we find in this world as another factor, another thing, sukham, which is called sukham, and an opposite of sukham is dukkham. Therefore, the sukham is always comes with a package, additional package, without even we asked for it, called dukkham. And the sukham that we receive is primarily or mostly focused on satisfying our senses. We want to see good things, nice thing, beautiful thing, right? Or if you don't want to see beautiful thing or other, you want to see yourself, how beautiful you are on the mirror, right? So seeing is one factor we get happy about seeing. And then hearing, we want to hear nice things, not about others, about us. We want to hear nice things about us all the time. And it becomes very sukham for us. When we hear nice thing about us, it's sukham. And when we hear nice thing about others, yeah. Right. Though the tongue wants to taste all palatable things, tasty food. And the taste also varies according to a person. Some person might like sweet, some person might like spicy, some person might like bitter. So even the taste varies. Therefore, you can see the enjoyment factor is based on the sense that we have, the five senses, and they are temporary, and they are keep changing, and it's not everlasting, right? Every time it keeps changing, that we see that one. But there's another factor called opposite to the sukham, or the higher thing is called anandam. Anand is called bliss. And how we have sukham, there's an opposite for sukham. Just now we saw, what is that? Dukkham. For anandam, there's nothing as opposite for anandam. It's bliss. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, it is very nicely said. We are going to see that one shortly now. Where in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Anandamayam, there are 5 things are there. There is Annamaya Kosha, Pancha Koshas are there. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnana, and Anandamaya. There are 5 stages of deriving happiness. Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is where a person thinks, what is Brahman? Brahman is the supreme. For this person, he thinks about it. Okay, the body is have to be maintained. For the body to be maintained, we have to eat. Therefore, food becomes a source of my body and for my survival. Therefore, this person thinks, what is Brahman? Food is Brahman. And we can find people also, for them nothing else is a program. Program is to only eat. Right? On time they'll be on eating program. If you are gathered for some programs or something, the Bhagavad Gita class will start at 6 o'clock. They will come at 7 o'clock. Why? Prasadam will be served at 7 o'clock. Right? And then they know, if especially you're gathering for an Indian program, you know, when you send an invite or invitation for people to come for a birthday party or anything, you set up a time, they come 2 hours later. Right? These are all standards, because you know what's the purpose of going to the party? Right? Annamaya Kosha. These people are very focused on only eating and eating. Food is what the goal of their life. As a person in the next stage, Annamaya Kosha, when he passes to the next stage, then he thinks about it. Well, I'm eating, but then if eating is going to sustain my body, but I see there's something else beyond that one. Even the eating, when I eat, it gets digested, and I have to eat again the next day. One time I eat, I can live for 1 week. Every day I have to eat. In really speaking, one time you eat, it's sufficient for body. But you eat sometimes 5 times. Right? In between, we also get advices from doctors, don't eat at a stretch, eat every 15 minutes. Right? This is Annamaya Kosha. So that's how we get all this Annamaya Kosha advices. And then this person thinks, I'm eating, loading, I'm eating and everything is nice, but still there's some problem. Disease comes. Therefore, he thinks there's something else beyond this one that is circulating my body to be energetic. Then he thinks pranamaya. Pranamaya. There's a life force, there's a force within the body, air circulation. If the air is not there, right? If you can't breathe in and breathe out, then what's the use of just eating food? Then he goes to the next stage of thinking food is not Brahman. There's something else called Brahman, God. What is that? Pranamaya. Can you control your breath for 10 minutes? No. So what is God for this person? Pranam. Therefore, we think prana is God. Then he thinks for a while. He thinks, if prana is God, then dead body is lying there, but no prana. And also, even when the life is there, people are sleeping, prana is there, but no activities are happening. Therefore, something else is making the prana to even control, to be controlled. Right? You jump into the swimming pool. You can breathe in and breathe out nicely. You can breathe in and breathe out totally. Right? Therefore, you're controlling even the prana vayu at the time. Who is deciding that it has to be controlled? So, food is not the Brahman. Prana cannot be. There's something beyond that which also controls the prana. Manomaya. Manoya, mind. Manas. Mind makes a decision. What to do, what not to do. What is good, what is bad. Whether to eat, not to eat. Whether to breathe, not to breathe. All sort of different things. Or the Manomaya kosha. Mind thinks about it. Manomaya kosha. And he thinks now the manas is greater than this prana. As he was thinking like this, then he thinks if manas is the one which is controlling and making decisions, then there is something else should be there. At the time of death, where is this manas goes? At the time of death, what happens to the manas? Because if it has a power, it can decide whether to die or not to die. There is something else must be higher than the manas, which was present before and not present later. And he starts thinking about it. Then he uses an intelligence, Vijnanamaya. Jnanam, Vijnanam. Intelligence, Vijnanamaya kosha. Then he thinks Atma. The Jivatma is there. Then he finds happiness within that Atma. The first person finds happiness in food. The second person finds happiness in, and the third person finds happiness in, and the fourth person understands beyond all these things which is material. Food is material, prana is material, manas is material. We read in Bhagavad Gita, manas is material, and there's something should be beyond the material things which controls the material thing. And that is Atma. Now he thinks Atma, and he finds complete happiness, pleasure within the Atma. Then he thinks further, now if I am being happy, I am Atma, then I also see many Atmas. If there are multiple Atmas, many Atmas, and there should be someone who is controlling all the Atmas, and who is that Atma? Anandamayo kosha. Then he starts thinking about the higher plan, where then Paramatma is there. Then Paramatma is the highest pleasure. A connection between the Atma and Paramatma gives the highest pleasure. Therefore, that is the highest happiness one tries to derive. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, it is said about the happiness. Very beautifully it is said. Where just imagine that a man or a woman, what's the maximum happiness that they can get? Right? Say imagine a man has a wonderful family, nice job, listening wife, obedient children, cooperative manager or a boss, and enough salary, and already taken care of 401k pension, and enough of property is there, vacation plans are set, right? And wherever you go, resorts are there, paid, everything is settled. And on top of it, no disease for him. He's still looking young and youthful, even though he is whatever his age may be, no problem with his health, right? He has a control of all people and commands over everyone. And on top of it, he has the wealth that you can load the entire earth with gold. Entire world filled of gold. That much wealth he has. Consider that to be one unit. we're going to do a math now to find the highest happiness that one can derive in an Anandamaya Kosha. Now imagine what I just said as per the Taittiriya Upanishad, 1 unit, just 1 unit of equal to 1 unit. And that 1 unit is called Manushya Sukham. Manushya Sukham. And the next layer it says Manushya Gandharva. There's a Gandharva of 2 levels, Manushya Gandharva and Deva Gandharva. Manushya Gandharva are in this plane, in the earthly planet, but we don't have access to them. Manushya Gandharva. And they are like, good in singing and dancing and things like that. And their happiness is 100 times of Manushya happiness. You just have to multiply now this math. Manushya happiness. Then it goes further. Above the Manushya Gandharva, there is a Deva Gandharvas. And their happiness is 100 times of 1 unit of Manushya Gandharva happiness. 100 times. Okay? Now, after that it goes to Ajana Deva. Ajana Deva are a Deva who are eligible to attain heavenly planet due to some pious activities. And their happiness is 100 times of Deva Gandharva. And then there are Devas who live there in the heavenly planet. Their happiness is 100 times of Ajana Devas. And then the god of all gods of Devatas, Indra, his happiness is 100 times of the Devas. And then Brahaspati happiness is 100 times of Indra's happiness. And then Prajapati, Brahma's happiness is 100 times of Brahaspati's happiness. And then Veda says, maybe the Brahman, the Supreme Lord's happiness is maybe somewhere close to 100 times happiness of Brahma's happiness, maybe. And that is a happiness that one derives, especially when a person realizes God. Okay? And how do we realize God? Unless and until one come into contact with saintly people, a acharya or a guru, it is not going to be a possible means for one to understand God. Chintamani lokasukam suradruhus swarga sampatam prayachate guru prito vaikuntam yogi durlabam. It is said there are when Bhagavatam, just an information, the Bhagavatam is full of stories only. So you can all actually don't need to sit like this. Just relax. Relax yourself and no need of seat belt, nothing. Just happy, relax. But only in relaxation state, don't go to sleep. That's the only request. Okay? So it's only full of stories, lot of stories coming up, 18,000 slokas filled of stories. So, okay. Now, when the ocean, the milk, the churning of ocean happened, many articles came out. Beautiful article. Kaustubhamani, Chudamani, Chintamani, Uchashrava, there's a white horse, Kamadhenu, Mother Lakshmi herself came. And whatever the best thing came out of it, Vishnu will take and go away. And remaining things will be distributed to other people. Kaustubhamani was taken by Lord Vishnu. Chudamani was given as a gift, as an appreciation to Lord Shiva. What's the appreciation? What did they do? While churning the poison came out, he helped the Devatas by drinking the poison. Therefore, he got a name called Neelakanta. His throat became bluish, right? So the Chudamani stone was given to Shiva. Shiva what is he going to do with Chudamani? He is already packed with a lot of things. Ganga is there, the moon is there. There is no space to keep the Chudamani. So what did he do? Gave to his wife, Mother Parvati. And if you remember, Ramayana is getting connected. You remember when Hanuman, Manojavam Mardi Dulya Vegam Jitendriyam Bhuttimadam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanaryudha Mukyam Sriramatutam Sirasa Namami. That great Hanuman, when he met Mother Sita, when he gave the ring to Mother Sita. In return, she gave something back to Hanuman so that there is a evidence that he really met. You know what that was? And where did she get from? It's the same Chudamani. What happened was Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati was flying on the somewhere, and then by mistake that Chudamani fell off. And Sita took it and she saw this is very nice. So Mother Parvati also saw this, and she was also happy, and it's Sita, let her have it. So that's how Mother Sita got it Chudamani. And there's another stone, Kaustuba, Chudamani. Another one is called Chintamani. Chintamani means you have a lot of money, Chinta. Right? You have too much money, Chinta. Right? Chintamani, always a problem. Too much money means. But that's not what the meaning of this Chintamani is. Chintamani is a desire fulfilling. You take the Chintamani and wish something or touch something, you'll get what you want to. Likewise, there's other tree also called Katpaka Vriksha. Katpaka Vriksha. You go and sit underneath this tree and think something. Immediately that happens. And there's Kamadhenu cow. You know the story what we saw in Ramayana? Kamadhenu cow. Vasishta had this cow. And then where you go and desire for something, and the cow will produce whatever you want. Like that. Chintamani Loka Sukham. So what did the Chintamani gives? It will give Loka Sukham. Loka Sukham means happiness where? Loka. Loka means this world. It will give the happiness of this world. Suradrugu Swarka Sampadam. And then the Kalpaka Vriksha tree will give you the happiness of the heavenly planet. Now you will be asking this question. Address please. A long time I've been asking my husband to buy this one. Maybe if at all I get this Chintamani, I will not bother my husband. And the husband can think, if I have this Kamadhenu, why should I ask my wife to cook pakoda, sabjis and parota? Like Vasishta did, I will go to the Kamadhenu, I will just give the list, and Kamadhenu is going to give a big party for me. Right? So it's a wonderful thing to have in our family life, right? Especially. But then unfortunately all these valuable things are preserved and locked up by Indra. He is not going to give all those things. Right? Also just think about it. Suradrugu Swarka Sampatam, Chintamani Loka Sukham. Just imagine you sit under this Kalpaka Vriksha tree and now you start thinking. Unfortunately, we don't have control of our thoughts. Yes or no? Not that we always think good things. Right? We might be constantly thinking of, okay, I'm sitting under the Kalpaka Vriksha tree now. Let me have Tesla. Tesla comes. Right? Oh, wonderful. Let me have unlimited credit card where I don't need to pay back. Credit card comes. And I want to have a lot of gold coins and a bag of gold things comes. And you're thinking all these wonderful things you're getting immediately. And you're thinking now, I'm having this gold coins and everything. What in case some robbers, dacoits comes? Immediately they will also come. That is a problem. Because we don't have control of our thoughts. Our thoughts cannot be controlled. If we have power of controlling of our thoughts, why are we going to go to Chintamani and this Katpaka Vriksha and Kamadhenu? We'll do something else better. Chintamani Loka Sukham, Suradruga Swarka Sampatam, Priyachati, Guru Prito. The maximum that Chintamani and Katpaka Vriksha can give is a heaven. But a person who received the mercy of Guru, Priyachati, Guru Prito, what they are going to get is rare, which Chintamani cannot give, Katpaka Vriksha cannot give, Kamadhenu cannot give at all. Vaikuntam Yogi Durlabham. If one becomes a favor of Abhimana of a Guru, then what he receives is, which is rare even for the great yogis, Vaikuntam Yogi Durlabham. Therefore, by the mercy of Vyasadeva, by the mercy of Sukadev, by the mercy of Suta Goswami, by the mercy of great Acharyas and Gurus, we have gathered here to drink this great nectar of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is so great that when Bhagavatam was ready to be spoken by Sukadeva Goswami, everyone gathered and the Devatas came. They heard the news. It's already broadcasted. They have a special broadcasting system. They got the message that in this particular place there is a pravachan. Saptaha is going to happen. Bhagavat Saptaha. Pravachan. Sukadeva is going to recite. Parikshit Maharaj is going to be the hearer. All the sages are gathered. So the Indra and all the parties gathered. They came with a entrance. You have to pay a ticket, right? So they thought they will give something and they will be allowed to sit and hear Bhagavatam. They brought from heaven the Amrita, the nectar, which they don't even give a drop to anyone. They are pakka kanjus. They will not even give one drop to anyone. But they brought this Amrita and spoke to Sukadeva Goswami, said, please take this pot and give us Bhagavatam. Right? And Sukadeva Goswami is smiling to himself. He said, what a deal. Unfair deal. Unfair deal. Where is the nectar of heaven and where is Bhagavatam? And he refused and sent them back. Please understand, the Indras and parties were refused and they were sent them back. They were not given entrance to sit and hear Bhagavatam because they were not proper recipient of Bhagavatam. They were not proper recipient of Bhagavatam. The way they were trying to make a deal with Sukadeva Goswami was not appropriate. And also imagine, as you must all know something from Bhagavatam, a king Parikshit, right? He was going to die, right? He was going to die in 7 days, yes? We'll see all the stories later. He's going to die in 7 days. And he was present there right on the spot when when Indra came there with the pot of nectar. And you know what this nectar is? You take a spoon of it, just one spoon of it, a drop of it, you will live for eternity. And Parikshit was going to die in? He could have thought, Sukadeva missed an opportunity. I would have got one spoon of that tonic and I would have gone home happily. Why should I struggle here? Right? He could have done that. But then he didn't even pay attention, didn't even look who's there. He was looking only at Sukadeva Goswami. Then we can understand how great Bhagavatam is compared to the nectars that these people were ready to give. Therefore, Vyasa, you want the next slide? Okay. Okay. So, this is a different format altogether. That's why I said. Vyasaya Vyasam Vasishya Naptaram Sakte Pautra Akalmasham Parasaratmajam Vande Sukatatam Taponidam. So, who is this Vyasa? Vyasa is the one who compiled pretty much all 18 Puranas. Before even get into Vyasa, we should understand how great he is. We'll understand this one. The Sanatana Dharma is based on certain dharmas. The main dharma of Sanatana Dharma is the 4 pillars. That 4 pillar they're going to be a different 4 pillar, but here that which is holding the Sanatana Dharma is 4 Vedas. Rig, Sama, Yajur, Atharvana. 4 Vedas are the pillars of Sanatana Dharma, the Hindu Dharma. Many yugas back or before Kali Yuga, these 4 Vedas were together. It was not like how we can buy, you can have a section of this is Rig Veda, this is Sama Veda, this is Atharvana, this is Yajur Veda. It was not like that. It was all together. It was only because of Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. Vyasa means one who segregates or divides, separates, categorizes. Vyasa separates it. What did he separate? Veda. Therefore his name is Veda Vyasa, Veda Vyasa. But his actual real name is Krishna Dvaipayana. Dvaipa Dvipa. Dvipa means island. He was born in an island. And his complexion was dark complexion. Krishna is another meaning of Krishna means dark complexion. So therefore his name was that. But then because he was dividing and doing this great work for the Kali Yugas to come, he was named as Veda Vyasa, right? Veda Vyasa. Therefore Veda Vyasa mercifully segregated, this is Rig Veda, this is Sama Veda, this is Yajur Veda, this is Atharvana Veda. And these Vedas, or the essence of these Vedas, are easily explained in the Itihasas and Puranas. Because the Vedas are like law book. If you start reading Vedas, it's going to be quite complicated and difficult to understand. Therefore, the supplement has been given. Again, the supplements are Itihasas and Puranas. The Itihasas are two in category. One is called Ramayana, another one is Mahabharata. Mahabharata and Ramayana. And Puranas are 18 in numbers. 18 Puranas. And these 18 Puranas are divided into three categories. We'll see those things a little later. 18 Puranas, how they are categorized, and what are the content of Puranas. We'll see those things also. But what's the difference between Itihasas and Puranas? Itihasa means where the character, the personality, the hero of the story and the author were present during the same period. And that's called Itihasas. Take up Ramayana, Valmiki Muni, Ram, Laukush, everyone were present. In fact, Ramayana was completed. What's going to happen? Everything was already told to Rama. Right? That is one Itihasa. Mahabharata, everyone were present. Vedavyas was also present when he compiled Mahabharata. And what is Purana is, everything is written after the fact. The characters have passed, everything is done. It might take several, after many years, and things were been written. That's called Puranas. That's Puranas. So, why are we talking about Vedavyas? Why we have to know about Vedavyas? Because who compiled Bhagavatam is Vedavyas. We need to know who Vedavyas is. If you're not going to know who Vedavyas is, you are going to hear from him, then why do we have to develop faith on him? If you don't have a faith in someone, then why we want to hear from that person? It is simply because of Vedavyas' causeless mercy that he is compiled and put everything in written format for us to receive. And this Vedavyas is none other than Lord Vishnu himself. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave. Namo Vai Brahma Nidaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Namo Vai Brahma Nidaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. This Vishnu is non-different than Vyasa. Vyasa is non-different than Vishnu himself. Now, what is this lineage? It's quite interesting. If you ask about what's your family? My father is so and so. His father is so and so. I'm coming from a great family background. Okay, your background is great. What about your children? And they don't follow any of what I'm doing. Could be. Or the children may be good, the background may be not. But if you see the Vedavyas back and front is great. What is great? Vyasam Vasishta Naptaram. Vyasadev is a great grandson of Vasishta. Sakte Pautra Akalmasham. And is grandson of Shakti, a great rishi called Shakti. Okay, great grandson of Vasishta, grandson of Shakti, and who is his father? Parasara Atmajam Vande. Parasara Atmajam. Atmajam means son of Parashar Muni. Parashara, who is a great author of Vishnu Puran. Right? Parasara Atmajam Vande. Now this is all is past. What about its future? What about his son? Sukatatam Tapo Nidim. Nidhi means wealth. This is the wealth. Right? What is his great wealth? His ancestor and his son, everyone are great, great people. And that is his wealth. Therefore, the real wealth is based on the family tradition that we have. Our family is cultured family, is religious family, or spiritually inclined. And if you have everything what we just spoke now, and we don't have a better lifestyle of financial thing or any of this thing, doesn't matter. We are wealthy. Many times when we speak about nidhi, we literally think about money only. But the real nidhi is our culture, our tradition, our background, our faith in God, our religious practices. If you have these things, those are the real wealth. Nothing else called as real wealth. Okay. So that is the greatness of Vedavyasa. Now, Vedavyasa, he wrote a great literature, the humongous literature, where no one else can ever write, which is Mahabharata. How many slokas are there in Mahabharata? Do you know? How many slokas? Children? How many slokas there we saw in Bhagavad Gita? How many slokas?
700.
700 slokas. That means Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. So maybe Mahabharata is 701. 125,000 slokas. 125,000 slokas. Right? Just imagine. If our children says Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum, we become so Anandamayo Kosham. Our happiness multiplies unlimitedly because my child sold one sloka. Just imagine Parasara, who's father of Vyasa, how happy he should be thinking about his son who wrote 125,000 slokas. And that's not the only literature he wrote. Bhagavatam, all the Puranas, and compiling everything. We could name it. Everything you can see, Vedavyas' name will be there. Vedavyas' name will be there. Even Ramayana, Vedavyas has written. You can find Ramayana written by Vedavyas. Adhyatmika Ramayana. Right? So, such greatness of Vedavyas, who has written this Mahabharata. After writing Mahabharata, Vedavyas was thinking, hold on, pause. What did I do? The purpose of me wanting to write Mahabharata was to glorify Krishna alone. But then how it ended up is, you know how 125,000 sloka happened? He was thinking, if it happened in if you're like myself, you go to exam, and then what happened is you go to exam, and then you have been given a question paper, and interestingly, you come to know that you studied for tomorrow's exam and you came and sat for 2 days, and the whole question paper is blank to you because you're not prepared. Now you know to answer tomorrow's questions, not today's question. But now you're thinking, what am I going to do? But if you return the answer sheet blank, you'll fail. Therefore, you write tomorrow's answer over here. And therefore, connect tomorrow's answer to today's question somehow. There's this boy, I heard this from one nice devotee. This person was ready. He read all about cow. What cow means? 4 legs. It has horns. It produces milk. It eats grasses. So he knows everything in and out about cow. He goes to the classroom. Now teacher changes the topic and tells to the students to write about tree. And he was stunned because he was so prepared for write about essay about cows. Now he is thinking, what am I going to do? So you have to write for 500 words about all this essay about tree. So he wrote 490 words about cow, and 10 words he wrote that cow was tied to this tree. Likewise, Vedavyas, he thought he will write about Krishna, and he started about Ambalika, Ganga, right? Karna, how Karna was this like this one. He went on and 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 on. And you turn, is Krishna going to come in next page? The trying, turn next trying. Krishna comes and goes as a visiting professor, as a Dutha, right? And he gave 700 slokas assigned to Krishna. Somehow it happened. Otherwise, so difficult. Where is Krishna? Then he becomes so depressed in his life. He was so depressed. I thought of writing something else, and then finally ended up writing so many things about so many people over here. So many things. And to rectify his mistake, he decided, now I'm going to write a literature. And we'll see how he's getting inspired to write literature, right? When we get to the actual slokas, cantos. Then he wrote dedicated only for Krishna, and that is Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, only about Krishna, all about Krishna, right? So that is about the author. Now let's see about the speaker, because it's very important before we jump into understanding, opening up, immediately open the Bhagavatam and read Janmadya Seoyata Inmayat, start. First let's understand who spoke this, who wrote this, and then we can understand what the subject matter of Bhagavatam is. Now, Vedavyas, though he wrote all these things, but who really preached, conveyed the message to the world is spoken by Sukadeva. Sukha. And who is the Sukha? Who is the Sukadeva Goswami? Yam pravajanti anupeta apeta krityam dvaipayana viraha kata ajuhaha. It said that this Sukadeva Goswami is son of Vedavyas. Vedavyas. Interestingly, the pregnancy usually lasts for 9-10 months. But here is a special case. Sukadeva Goswami stayed inside his mother's womb for many years. 16 years they say. 16 years. How is even it possible to do this one? Right? He doesn't want to come out. That's the problem. He doesn't want to come out because he heard all the bad things about outside Kali Yuga. When it comes, it's going to be very bad. Kali Yuga is going to start and it's going to be very bad. Therefore, let me spend my time inside only, happily. Let me finish everything here and attain moksha. Go back to Krishna. He didn't want to come. Somehow or other, he was convinced and he came out. As soon as he came out, you know what happened? Immediately left the home. Sukadeva was born and he left the home and walked out. He was walking out. He didn't even turn back. Right? See, mothers must be thinking how nice it would have been if my son was born and gone directly to the college. I don't need to do the formula or mother breastfeeding or diaper changing or vaccinations and school admission and save a lot of money directly 16 years. Me just imagine. But at the same, son should be 16 years. I should be the same age. I should not become plus 16. I should be the same, right? That's how we think. So Sukadeva Goswami was such a great soul. As soon as he was born, he left the house. He doesn't want to return. And then because of the putra pasa, because of the attachment, who's attached? Interesting here. Vedavyas, who has written Bhagavatam, we know all about these scriptures. Now he is attached to who? His son. That's what we will think. How I am attached to my daughter, how you are attached to my son. He is also attached to his son. It is not that way. Attachment to a great soul is nothing wrong. The Vedavyas know who Sukadeva is. So attachment to such great souls, there is nothing wrong at all. Right? Therefore, he is running behind Sukadev. My dear Putra, my dear Putra, my dear Putra, is stop, stop. He was walking and he was just running behind the old man. Vedavyas is quite old, right? You saw the picture. Let me see. White beard. White beard. Sometimes white color hair also looks nice. I'm just saying. That's individual choice. So Sukadev was walking and he was running behind. Wait. But then the son was not turning back and not responding. Interestingly, and someone else was responding back to Vedavyas. The echo was coming, the voice was coming, reflecting from the trees and stones and plants and everything was reflecting back. Because Sukadev, he did not see himself as one. He was seeing Atma in everyone and anything. Therefore, he could see Atma as in the tree, in the plants, in the animals and everything. And he was continuing walking. Sukadev was continuing walking and Vedavyas chasing behind, following behind Sukadev Goswami. Another interesting thing happened. There was young girls taking bath in the river over there. And Sukadev was passing and these girls were taking their bath. Sukadev was passing by, no problem. As soon as the girls turned and saw the Vedavyas were also following Sukadev, passing by, immediately the girls took their sari and whatever the clothes and everything and tried to cover like this, their body. All the girls, young girls, they were covering themselves. Vedavyas stopped for a minute. He was thinking, again the picture, see the picture over here, old man. Right? Old man was going and these girls were closing themselves. And you can see the young man, this is Sukadev, over here in the bluish complexion, not even dressed. Because he didn't give a chance for his mother to even put a jeans pant. Right? He just left immediately house. Immediately. So, therefore he was not even wearing a dress. When Sukadev was passing, the girls were normal. When the Vedavyas was passing, they felt shy. Now Vedavyas is thinking, this is not correct. This is I'm not understanding this whole thing. So he went over there. He said, my dear girls, what is this? I am an old man. I am desire free. I am not into any of these things. But my son was young. You should have covered yourself when my young son, 16 years old son was running. But you didn't do that. But why are you covering now when I am coming? And one of the girls said, this question, why your son did not ask, you are asking. That means you see the difference between us, dressed or undressed, but your son does not even see that, whether we are dressed or undressed. That's the stage he was in, right? That's a great stage he was in. Therefore, that's the greatness of Sukadev Goswami. Now, Vedavyas as an author, Sukadev as a speaker, but when we get into the Bhagavatam, we'll see someone else has been introduced, Suta Goswami. Suta Goswami was one of the audience when Sukadev. If these names are confusing, you'll get used to it because we are going to repeat this name for rest until the end of Bhagavatam, right? You will get to it. So don't worry about it. So Vedavyas compiled Bhagavatam and that was spoken by Sukadeva. Sukadeva is son of Vedavyasa. Now we are introducing another third personality, Suta Goswami. Who is the Suta Goswami? There was a great Rishi, Romaharsha. There was a great, he delivers Krishna Katha. He is very expert in delivering stories, right? That's a special talent to narrate and tell stories. Especially when you tell stories to the children, they like to hear stories when they go to bed, right? And it is very important we take a nice story and recite and tell to the kids. This way their sleep will be very good. And you take some, in the Harry Potter story or all the different scary stories, that's not good. Then when the mother is telling and the child, Hmm. Hmm. And when do we stop? When the mother stops telling the story? When the sound doesn't come, whom sound doesn't come, the story. That means the child is gone to sleep and you don't need to continue. And next day you can continue from starting again. Again, when the same place come, child goes to sleep. Anyway, it's a talent of how to tell story. Like that, Roma Harsha, their Vamsa, in such a way that they tell very beautiful stories, narration of the stories. What happened when Roma Harsha was narrating a story one time? Balaram. Who's Balaram? Who's Balaram? Yeah. 1 second, please. I'm going to stop you, please. We have children also here. Who's Balaram? Krishna's brother. Krishna's brother who had a plow in his hand. He carries a plow. And then while he was coming, he saw that Roma Harsha was narrating the story, but he didn't pay any respect to Balaram. Therefore, with his plow, all he did was just one touch, small touch, and the head fell off. Small touch like this and head fell off. That means what? Gone. So now all the audience were sitting wondering, no, now what's going to happen? Who is going to tell the stories? Balaram, what have you done? He was very good speaker. And Balaram realizes his mistake. Then he said, don't worry. Roma Harsha has his son, Suta Goswami. And we will appoint him. Let him continue telling the story. And he was blessed by Balaram, Adi Guru. And this Suta Goswami was one of the audience when Sukadeva Goswami was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam to. Very good. So that's how Suta Goswami heard this message. Now, Bhagavatam. Let's understand what this Bhagavatam is and the glories of Bhagavatam. Now, what is the meaning of Bhagavatam? Idam. Bhagavata idam Bhagavatam. Bhagavata idam Bhagavatam. Meaning that which talks about Bhagavan. Number one. Meaning number one is that which talks about Bhagavan. Bhagavan is equal to Paramatma equal to. Everyone attended Bhagavad Gita? Okay. Krishna. Therefore, it's all about Krishna. Now, Bhagavata idam Bhagavatam also meaning that which talks about Bhagavatas. Bhagavatas meaning the great devotees of Krishna. And that is what Bhagavatam, the meaning of Bhagavatam is. That which gives us bhakti, that which gives us the message and narrates about the great souls who are devoted to Krishna and Krishna himself. That is Bhagavatam. Saunaka rishis, they all gathered. Saunaka Rishi, what we are going to see now is about Bhagavatam, the glories of Bhagavatam is spoken in many Puranas. Skanda Purana, Vamana Purana, Matsya Purana, and especially Padma Purana talks elaborately the glories of Bhagavatam. And we are going to see that this is not Bhagavatam, this is the glories of Bhagavatam spoken in which Purana? Padma Purana. Now the Saunaka Rishis, the great Rishis, many Rishis headed by Saunaka, there's one Rishi called Saunaka, who's gathered with many other Rishis, and Suta Goswami was also present there, and they were asking some questions. The question they asked is this one: how the greatest knowledge can be attained through bhakti? How can one attain jnana, knowledge, by the process of bhakti? How can one develop virakti? Virakti means detachment, frustration, right? All this called virakti. Virakti means if you go and ask someone is telling, I never take sugar. For past 10 years I have not been taking sugar. Oh, that's very nice. Very good. And the wife comes and he has diabetes. And another person says, I never get angry at all when I'm sleeping. Right? So those are not the qualities. The virakti, one has to get naturally, not because you got into some health problem, therefore you don't eat these things. You got into a sleeping problem, therefore you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning or be awake throughout the night. Right? Not that these people can tell I am also very renounced. One has to naturally have that virakti, vairagya. And how can one attain that vairagya? So these are the questions that have been asked by the Saunaka Rishi Suta Goswami, and this is in Padma Purana, not yet into Bhagavatam yet, right? Prior to Bhagavatam now. They're asking, how can one get knowledge through bhakti? How can one develop the virakti, dissatisfaction to the worldly thing, And then what are some useful ways that we can transform the people who are very much engrossed in materialistic activities into the program of Bhakti Yoga? How can we do these things? Could you please, Rishi Suta Goswami, can you please help us and tell us Shreyasam yed bhavet Shreyah pavananam cha pavanam Krishna prapti karam sasvat sadhanam tat vadanuna. Please explain this in details to me. And most auspicious among all the auspicious one, the one who is purest of pure. So he glorifies the Sukadev Goswami and Suta Goswami, and at that point of time Suta Goswami says two things. One is, I'll tell you about what is most dear to Krishna, and the second one is about, when I'm telling this one, please listen attentively and carefully. Okay? Attentively and carefully means don't start putting your hands into your handbag and start searching for your phone, and again, because already we are here for 1.5 hours now. Oh, how many people have messaged me by now, right? So we will be starting. Please don't do all those things. That's what Suta Goswami is telling. Don't use your cell phones and pay attention fully. Otherwise, you will come back and know what is he talking about. So this whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. Therefore, I shall now explain to you one which will nourish the flow of growth of devotion called bhakti. It's all about Krishna. Please listen carefully. And do you remember when Suta Goswami said, please listen attentively? Rings a bell? We hear something in Bhagavad Gita also. At the end of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, Kachit echat shrutam partha tvaye kakerna chetasa Kachit ajnana sammoha panastaste dhananjaya. He said, Arjuna, did you listen attentively? All your doubts have gone. Is the illusion is gone? Did you listen attentively? And same thing coming here. Therefore, attentive hearing is very important. Please try to focus. To escape being a bait in the mouth of snake. How do we escape to be a bait in the mouth of snake? This snake is nothing but Kali. This snake is a Kali. And Kali is eagerly waiting to swallow us. Right? It's waiting, it's behind us, waiting, coming. We are walking in the front, it's it's on the back, coming, is following us. And because we are its food to eat. At any point of time, it just swallow us. Right? Therefore, the Kali is following us at any point of time. How I can escape from this Kali? What's the best way to escape from the Kali? Therefore, there is only one way that one can be free from Kali. The tournaments and torture of the Kali is by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam Sastram Kalokirna Bhashitam. That purifies one's mind. There's nothing better than Srimad Bhagavatam. Only those who have done some good deeds. So now who all can hear Bhagavatam? Who all can hear Bhagavatam? Who all can read Bhagavatam? Who all can speak Bhagavatam? Is those people who have done many lifetime some good deeds. It's not just one. You went and before coming you went and put some $10. Therefore, we are able to sit and hear Bhagavatam. We saw how Indra himself were not able to attain, become a receiver of Bhagavatam, right? Therefore, many lifetime one should have done a lot of good deeds. Therefore, one can receive Bhagavatam. When Sukha sat to deliver Srimad Bhagavatam, and we saw that how the Indra came, and he was refused to allow as an audience. When Brahma heard that Parikshit Maharaj was delivered and attained moksha by hearing Bhagavatam, Indra was not allowed. In exchange of the Amrita, Brahma became bewildered. He was thinking, what is so great about Bhagavatam? So in his Satyaloka, he has a special weighing machine, the scale. So you took Bhagavatam and kept on, like we kept Bhagavatam here, this Bhagavatam. He kept a Bhagavatam on one scale, one plate. Another plate, whatever he can think of, Dharma Sastra, all those different things, everything he loaded on this one. How much ever you load, it's still on the same place. Bhagavatam was so heavy. So heavy. And then therefore they concluded, it has been concluded that what it said, Mener Bhagavad Rupam Sastram Bhagavatam Kshito Patanat Shunavat Sadhya Vaikunta Phala Dayakam. It is said, whether you read, whether you hear, anyone who even hears or reads, they all will get an opportunity, or they will go back to a place called Vaikuntam. 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 Right? Very easily they can go to Vaikunta. Why? Because this Bhagavatam is none other than Krishna himself. Krishna himself. Now we can see that the Lord takes different avatars. The Lord takes avatars as a Rishi, Naranarayana Rishi, is not Lord's incarnation. Lord takes incarnation as a forest, Naimisharanyam, as a forest. Lord takes incarnation as a river, Prayag. Lord can take incarnation as a mountain, Govardhana. When Lord can take all this different form, why can't he take a form as a Grantha? Grantha means literature, book, which is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is none other than Krishna himself. Therefore, having Bhagavatam at home is having Krishna himself. Right? If anyone is thinking that to have a murti and do worship and all those things is one has to be following rules and regulation, have to be clean, etc., etc. Simple program. Get a Bhagavatam, have it at home, and worship Bhagavatam. That's enough. That's more than enough, because it's none different than Krishna himself. So Narada Muni, anyone who listens is free from any of the miseries. It is said anyone who hears is free of any miseries. Narada Muni was traveling many places. Narada Muni is a frequent traveler. We know that, right? He has a frequent traveler in all airlines. His airlines are special airlines, and so anyway. So he was traveling all the places, but when he was coming to Vishalapuri, there was one place called Vishalapuri. He was there passing through. At that point of time, the Sanaka Rishis are 4 Kumaras of Brahma, Chatur Kumaras. They were also coming. Now the story time. Okay. Now Sanaka are the 4 sons of Brahma, and Narada Muni was also going that way. And Sanaka saw Narada Muni and they said, "Hey, excuse me, Naraji, wait." So Narada Muni stood back, but he was not in a happy face. His face was like this, not like this. His face was brilliant and nice, but he was in a sad, depressed, lines on his forehead, and he was not happy at all. Just imagine Narada Muni not being happy means it's questionable. If he is not happy, because he doesn't have to, just imagine, he is not happy. Why I'm telling that he doesn't have to report back after 12 o'clock to his house. Did you buy this? See, you didn't. I sent you SMS, I sent you a list, I told you several times, he forgot this item. He doesn't have to worry about groceries. He doesn't have to worry about have to take the child to Kuman class. None of those problems. Free bird. Right? He can do whatever, however he wants. He can do wherever he wants to go. Free bird he was. But then if he is into such a depressed mood, just imagine the situation is quite serious. Very serious. The Saunaka Rishis, 4 of them, they all said, Narada, you don't seem to be happy. Well, yes. What's happening? Why are you not happy? Well, I traveled all different places. I traveled different places. All I'm seeing is only problems. Now he is worrying about not himself here. That's the difference between Narada and us. We always, how much ever we have, we worry about ourselves. We will for sure have everything in our life, but still think about that thing which we don't have. Right? That's how we always try to be unhappy in our life. But Narada was great soul. He was not thinking about himself. Now he's thinking about, I traveled all these different places. When I travel all these different places, all I'm seeing is devoid of religious principle. People are not having bhakti. People are not having any detachment towards material thing. People are not having any knowledge. They don't want to follow anything. They're trying to find short route for anything. Anything. For everything, short way. Right? Even going to God, it's short way. Someone is quite interesting. I don't know if someone was, they sent this small clip to me. Now the family has bought a house. Graha Pravesh. Looks like some of you already know this one. Should I not say that? Okay. So this person, the family is waiting for the priest to come. So they are all eagerly waiting. They bought a nice apartment, and the family members are there. The priest they're looking after, and the priest comes. Priest is so modern. He comes with only one sort of big, like a monitor. He comes with this. He said, "Oh, I forgot to turn off the fire. What is it called? Fire alarm." And the priest is telling, "Don't worry. We are going to do eco yagya." Eco yagya. Then he says, all the families gather together, and it just opens up, and it was a screen, touch screen, and the touch screen, and then we are going to start the homa, and all the family members are. Looks like I need to forward. You're just thinking, what is he talking about? So family members, and he's telling, do you want the yagya to happen offshore or onshore? Onshore means, there's a price difference, and offshore means price. And then it's quite interestingly, they have made this video, everything touchscreen. And yagya is also happening in the fire, images, and coconut comes up, and then you touch the screen, coconut falls into this one. And then you touch the ghee, and the ghee gets dropped into the fire yagya. And then finally it says, Om Shanti, 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 yagya over. And then the person, interesting things they do is, now everyone gathered together, take a selfie. And then he said, bye-bye, you can transfer, do the online transfer, I don't take cash, and then we'll send you the pictures online to your account. Yagya over. That is how the things are moving. Quite interesting. Therefore, this is what Narada Muni is telling, yagya is happening online now. I don't know what to do. Priests are all not doing the job that they are supposed to do. They are cutting short because no one knows any mantras. Whatever they chant, that's okay. Right? So everyone is making use of money, and Brahmanas are using money, and no one is listening to anyone, and this is how the things are happening. It breaks my heart to see things happening around the world. The reason I came down is thinking that earth is a place where I can easily attain bhakti, easily attain jnana, easily attain vairagya, but this makes me really sad. Therefore I am in a grief. I don't know what to do. I have no idea. I'm just worried about all this thing. And exactly like Bhagavad Gita, I don't know what to do. Therefore, please help. Asoceswan, annasechwan, prajnavasamsa bhashase, gatasunsa, agatasunsa, nan sochanti panditaha. Therefore, being a pandita, you should not lament all these different things. Narada, my dear Narada. So Narada responded, what to do? Please help me. I have to do some place. I've even went to many places. All the place I went, same problem. Where all did you go, Narada? He gives a list, quite interesting. Please see this. Pushkaram cha, Prayagam cha, Kasim Godavarim tata, Harikshetram, Kurukshetram, Srirangam, Sedhumandanam. Evam Adishu Tirteshu, Brahmamanu, Itas tata. I went to these places. Pushkar, Prayag, Kashi, Godavari, many places like Kurukshetra. Even I went to Srirangam. Everywhere I was not able to find peace in my life. I don't know what to do. I'm not finding any answer to any of these things. So I reached finally to this place. So what to do? Satyam is not there. Satyam nashi tapas sautam dayana vidyate. Everyone is working for only one thing. There's no satya, there's no truth, no daya, no compassion. No one wants to help anyone else. All they are trying to do is, he uses this beautiful term. He says, everyone is used to satisfy their own belly. They are all working very nicely to satisfy their own belly. Udam barena, he says this way. That's why they are all working hard. And because of that, they are becoming weak. Physically also they are becoming weak. Mentally also they are becoming weak. Because they are becoming weak mentally and physically, they are not able to concentrate spiritually. Because they are not able to concentrate spiritually, they are not doing anything bhakti. There's no bhakti. There's no nothing religious activity. And then not only that, within family life, dhambatyam cha kalkanam. Says in dhambatya life, in married life, husband and wife are always fighting. Always fighting. You take a spoon and keep it like this. Why did you keep here? Right? May do anything, you do that. Okay, you don't keep that. Why are you not keeping the spoon there? For anything and everything, there's always quarrel and fight between an husband and wife. That's how the whole family goes on. High pitch all the time. And the ashramas, the sacred place, the river, and everything has been occupied by Yavanas, who doesn't have any spiritual knowledge. They have occupied the ashrams, they have occupied the holy dhams, and everything is irreligious, going irreligious. Na yogi naiva siddho va na jnani sat kriyo naraha. This Kali Yuga is occupied by such people, and the Kali is progressing really fast. And people, this is another important thing is telling. I'm seeing people are selling food. What? People are selling food in Kali Yuga. Then we can understand how things were in different yugas. They don't sell any of these things. They are only doing exchanging of things. Right? I cultivate some moong dal. Someone else is making some vegetables. I give moong dal to that person gives veg. That's how things were happening those days. They don't open up shops to sell water, sell food. None of those things. That things are happening here. Those things are happening here. And the Brahmanas are selling Vedas for money. And the women are losing character. They are losing character. All these things are happening in Kali Yuga. I traveled on the earth seeing the bad effects of Kali, like once described above. Finally, I came to the river Yamuna. Now is an interesting story is going to happen. Now I have come to a place of Yamuna river. When I came to Yamuna, I saw this amazing scene there. Now, Narada Muni, where did he go? Where is he now? Yamuna river, correct? Yamuna river. There's different types of rivers are there, right? Yamuna, Ganga, Yamuna, Kaveri, Narmada, Godavari, Sindhu, many such nice rivers are there, right? Holy rivers are there. So Narada Muni came to banks of Yamuna river. When he came there, now the story continues. This is the important story. Okay, get ready. I saw a lady. I saw a lady there, and on her lap, two sons were there. Two men were there. Very old, very weak. They were lying down, pretty much like a dead. They were dead. They were lying on this lady's lap. And this lady was looking at them, trying to wake these two men, and then trying to speak to them, but she was crying and weeping and crying and weeping and crying, and surrounded this lady were 100 women fanning her, pacifying her not to cry. Hundreds of them. And I was wondering, what's happening here? So I went close to this person, this lady, and these stories are all told where? In which Purana? Not Bhagavatam, right? They're seeing about Bhagavata Mahatmyam, greatness of Bhagavat. So I went too close to this lady and I asked him, who are you? Who are these two children? Who are these hundreds of ladies? Why are you depressed mood. Why are you crying? Why are these children, these two of them are very weak? She said, aham bhaktir iti khyata imo me tanaya matam jnana vairagya namanam kala yogena jarjaro. She said, aham bhaktir, I am bhakti. I am bhakti. I am the bhakti, personification of bhakti. I am bhakti. I am bhakti. And these two are my children. Who are they? Jnana and Vairagya. Jnana and Vairagya. These are two of my children. Your children? But you look younger and these children are looking older. You look younger. Oh, I did a cosmetic surgery and applied this cream and all those things. They are available in West. You don't know that? Go to Westfield Mall. There's a new shop. Wrinkles will go away, and face looks bright. No spots in the face. Everything clean. I bought it there. No, she didn't tell that. So what is all these things are happening? Why are you like this? And who are these ladies? These ladies are none other than all the holy river. They're all here serving me, telling me to, trying to pacify me, not to worry about things. Okay, I'm going to tell you my story. Naradji, I'm going to tell you my story. It's a long story, but I think it's only you who can help me. I need help from you. Let me tell you my story. She said, Utpanna Dravida Saham Vriddhim Karnataka Gata Kvachit Maharashtre Gurjare Jirdatam Gata. She said that I am born in Dravida, South India, Dravid Desh, Tamil Nadu. I was born in Tamil Nadu. From there, I was very active, very nice. I was traveling further up. I came to Karnataka. Karnataka Gata. Kvachin Maharashtra. From there I went to Maharashtra. Until that point I was happy and nice because Bollywood not there that time. Right? There's no Bollywood that time. So Maharashtra was good. Maharashtra is good. Now from there I went to another state, Gurjare, Gujarat. Slightly problem started. In Gujarat, problem started. So I was exiting Gujarat, then everything I lost. I become old, weak, and many things have changed in my appearance, and my children have become like this. These are my two children. They were very young, and they were become like this. And with great difficulty, somehow or the other, I escaped, and slowly came to Vrindavan. After I came to Vrindavan, somehow or the other, I regained my youth. I'm back to my youth now. But my children are still the same. This is quite confusing. It should be the other way around. Whereas mother is young, children are, especially, but when sometime we saw, especially you say that mothers will be there, and for example, like, oh, if I say this one, I haven't started what I'm going to tell, only started laughing. Before even what I want to say, she's laughing.
She knew what you were saying.
I'm sorry. If I say for example, oh, I'm going to tell you, is this your mother? Oh, she looks like a sister. And then what happens to you? And now you tell, is this your mother? Tone changes. Is this your mother? Looks like a granny. Right? It's painful. Therefore, Bhakti Devi is saying that, what is this? My children are old, I am young. How is this possible? Why this is happening to me? And Narada said, he closed his eyes for some time and he said, oh, we are supposed to stop at 12?
Yeah.
Narada closed his eyes, thought for a minute, and he opened his eyes and said, I know exactly what has happened to you and what has happened to your two children. Come next Saturday. You know, in Saptaha, they do Bhagavad Saptaha. They have to get into the third canto by now. That's 7 days you have to finish. They don't cover each and everything. But we don't go into Saptaha program. Ours is relaxed program. So this is how it's going to be. So it's a story time. So enjoy the story and come back again next Saturday. We'll see what Narada has to say to Bhakti Devi and what's the solution that Narada is going to provide. That's one story. And we are going to see another story, Gokarna, story of Gokarna. Also, that's a nice, beautiful story. These two stories concludes Bhagavata Mahatmyam. After that concludes Bhagavata Mahatmyam, then we open Bhagavatam. Okay? So we'll see how far we go in the next class. Please don't miss out what Narada has to say and what's going to happen to the two children. Are they going to come back live or are they going to be like that? We don't know. Please come back. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Appa,
I don't know what to do. You have to take it.
Anytime you weekday next week, let me know what time you are free in the evening. I'll stop by and set up everything.